The Colossus pack from Chris and Riley just received one of its biggest updates in version number 2. And today, we're going to show you everything you need to know, including the changes, new features, and a new piece of equipment. To start with, let's go into the bottom and see exactly what has changed. We're going to jump all the way down to the very bottom, and we get this important warning here. Make sure that you sell the following items in your save game before updating. And as you can see, it is most of the things because a lot has changed. Reason for this, all of these items now have a shop configuration for working speed. You can set it to suit your gameplay style, and this will eliminate the need for standard and unrealistic versions. So the pack kind of drops in half. You won't see the unrealistic versions anymore. It's also important to remember that hard worker speed limit is set in the game, and there's nothing that he could do about that here. But you know what? I think 15, 16 miles an hour, more than enough. They've also fixed the missing node on the sprayer for precision farming, and we have a new piece of equipment, the slurry tanker, the SS-5501. So we can take a look at it in the game. As you can see, it feels like there's a lot less stuff, but remember, it's the working speed that is going to be the joining factor. So now instead of 6 headers for the root harvester, we only have 3, and we can pop it here and take a look. So we got working speeds of 10 miles an hour, 20, 30, 40, and 90. That's going to be 17 kilometers, 33, 49, 65, and 145, of course, for all of them. And this will also apply to everything that has a working speed. For example, the harvesters technically don't have a working speed. That's dictated by the cutting header. So if we jump in here, we can take a look at 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. So nothing too wild and crazy with the Titan swathing header. Let's see if it's exactly the same here for the regular one. And it looks like it is. So we're not going 90 miles an hour like we were with the vegetable harvester. But you know what? Still pretty fast with a crop header right here. Corn header is a little bit different. You got 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 miles per hour on that one. And we're back to the 10, 20, 30, 40, 45 on our forage headers. The mower goes up to 50 miles an hour, but all the way down to 13 miles an hour as well. One of the nice things that I will say is we're able to make these either a little bit unrealistic, maybe a little bit realistic-ish, or maybe just less unrealistic. So it is nice that we've got some options here. If you like the equipment and maybe you like the capacity, but you really don't want to go flying through, or maybe you just like the design, but you could care less about the capacities or anything else, well, then that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. You could design your favorite one and you're good to go, which is awesome. So, taking a look at this one. Now, this is something that will have a working speed. Here we go. 8 miles an hour, 20, 30, and 40. Ooh, that is fast for a cotton harvester. How's about grapes? 25. All right, that's probably too fast. I don't think I could go 25 miles an hour and harvesting grapes or olives. I would absolutely demolish that thing right away. Now, the vineyard disc. This is one I think that goes overlooked a little bit because we also have a plow version here as well. So these are pretty sweet. So this is a plow, and with a working width of 50 meters, well, you can easily do some fun stuff with this, especially at 25 miles an hour. Definitely makes things easy. I'm not going to lie and say I don't do things off screen to make things go faster. However, this is something that I use very regularly. So I definitely recommend that, especially if you're trying to plow up a field. How's about a baler? Maybe we'll take a look at this. Yeah, 30 miles per hour on that one. That was pretty good. So we have 2 mowers here. You got the quick mow and you got the mow swather. So the quick mow right here. Well, obviously the mower is a mower and the swather is a swather, but it looks like a mower. I think that's very cool. That's super, super cool. This feature's not new. I just think it's one that most people don't know about. So I wanted to tell you about it because I think it's awesome. This is one of my favorite packs of all time. Of course, I'm going to be a little bit obsessed with everything, but I think you get the idea. Everything that has a working speed or would have a working speed, you know, max working speed is blah, blah, blah. Well, there you go. Those can be changed. Fertilizer spreader's a big one for that one. But, you know, something like this baler right here, it doesn't have a working speed because it's not working at speed. It's Matter of fact, it doesn't work at speed at all. It's stationary. Now, how's about we take a look at the new piece of equipment here? So this is the Lizard SSDS 5501 Slurry Spreader, well, slurry tanker. $20,000 will get you this bad boy. 10,000 liter capacity. 80 horsepower is required for it. And then we have our spray poo shooter in the back. Now, capacity options, you have a standard set. You have 2 times, so you go up to 20,000, you go up to 40,000, 100,000, 250,000, 500,000, and a million. So that is pretty nice, especially if you have like somebody like me who I prefer to play on small to medium fields when I'm playing off screen. But I like to have like, I don't know, 2,000 cows. Yeah. Something like this would be absolutely perfect for me. Well, brands from Changelog, Michelin, BKT, Vredestein, and we could change these up as well with some chunky boys. T404s, love them. Camouflage setup, of course. We also have the tractor triangle around towards the back. You can add that. Rear light design. We have US or EU setups. Warning signs. You can either do US or EU or none. You could debrand that altogether. Then we have a working speed, of course, 12 miles an hour, 15, 20, 25, 35, and 45. In kilometers, that is 20, 25, 33, 41, 57, and 73 in case it matters. You have colors for all the stuff. As per usual, I'll change everything white so you guys can get an idea of what is what. So your main color is going to be that red right there, looking good. The frame is going to be all the little bits and bobs that are red. However, keep in mind that there are some red bits on here already. So that is going to be where that lies. For our design color, there's a couple other little bits and bobs around that can be changed up. That's pretty cute. Design color, well, these are more little bits and bobs. And then, of course, the rims are pretty easy stuff to take a look at. You got your inner rim there, and then we have the outer rim right there. And together, they make the whole rim color. Bam. So let's take a look, shall we? We've got our Colossus set up back here. I'm actually going to be using what I call the Colossus vent up there. And we have got this hooked up with 1 million liters of slurry. Let's see what kind of trouble we could get ourselves into. So one thing that we want to take a look at real quick, because I don't think that I mentioned it. Well, I know I didn't mention it because it's not listed in the mod hub, is the working width. Up here, wrong button, at the top, there we go. You can see we've got partial working width there. We can actually change up our working width. So we have 50 meters, 38, 26, 15, and then back up to it. So we have some absolutely massive working widths on this thing. I'm curious to see what the worker thinks of it. They don't think a whole lot. Let's get this thing bumped up to 50 just so we can line it all up. 15's pretty normal, to be fair. There we go. And turn it on. And there we go. We have our 50-meter spread of poo. Yes, it's going to go quite quickly because it is 50 meters of slurry, and as you know, slurry goes pretty quick anyway. Still nice to see, though. That's awesome. That's so cool. Is this the first slurry spreader in the pack? It is. How did we get this far in and not have a slurry spreader? Well, we got one now, and that is what is important. Now, one other thing is they also fixed the missing node on the sprayer for precision farming. Sadly, I don't have precision farming installed, but if they say that it's true, then it's true. And there you go, an awesome update for the Colossus to get you guys caught up with everything that is going on with the mod at this time. Big shout out to Chris S. and Riley S. for putting in all the hard work to not only simplify the mod, but still continue to bring us new features and new pieces of equipment in this pack. It is absolutely awesome to see somebody doing this kind of service for unrealistic players like myself. Absolutely love it. I hope you loved this video. If you did, drop a like on it, get subscribed if you are new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check those notifications, that way you never miss videos like this one. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.